Recently, a nun in Northern Europe had a revelation that reinforces the messages that various saints and blessed have been receiving from heaven since the 16th century. These prophecies transmitted by our Lord and the Virgin Mary have a recurring central theme. The Church will face internal destruction, but at the moment when all seems lost, it will be the Lord Himself who will bring about its restoration. It is important to emphasize that this divine intervention will not depend on the action of the faithful or the leadership of the high clergy, but will be exclusively a work of God. There is no authentic prophecy from heaven that contradicts this truth. The only refutations come from within the Church itself, uttered by cardinals, bishops, priests, and lay people who, deceived, believe that the Church is only being attacked externally and that everything is on the right track. In this content, we will address the nun's recent confirmation of the central message that heaven has consistently communicated for centuries through the seers. We will also discuss the messages that reveal the existence of a destructive force at work within the Church and how God, in His infinite wisdom and power, will bring about its restoration in due course. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the bell to receive all notifications. Now, going back to October 12, 2003, Lucas Eulatio related an impressive fact. He told us that a nun from Northern Europe was in deep prayer, asking the Lord to remove from her heart everything that was not divine. At that moment, she received a vision. She saw an immense church made of glass, but with several cracks extending from the base to the top. The structure seemed about to shatter at any moment. Inside the church, there were many people sitting in the pews, oblivious to the imminent danger. However, some of them began to realize that the church was breaking apart. Confused by the meaning of the vision, the nun asked the Lord if it had anything to do with her prayer. The answer she received was clear: "No, my child. This does not concern your prayer, but my church. Look how it is made of pure, immaculate crystal. That is why the rays of my love, my mercy, and my justice descend upon her and, through this pure crystal, spread to all my children. However, there are those who wish to destroy her from within." In the vision, the nun was able to see more clearly men and women wielding chisels and hammers. Although they seemed small in the face of the immensity of the church, they managed, with persistent blows, to weaken the walls of the temple, which cracked throughout its structure. Then Jesus said to him, "When I allow my church to appear to be crumbling, your enemies will try to rebuild it. But it will no longer have its original beauty. It will be full of cracks, and the rays of my love and mercy will no longer illuminate it. Only He who created it can restore it to all its splendor and perfection. But fear not. This false church will not stand for long. I myself will come, with the power of my cross, to destroy it, and I will rebuild my church in all its glory." The message this nun received is a confirmation of many others given to mystics, saints, and seers over the centuries about the internal destruction of the church and its future restoration. All these prophecies have three central elements that deserve attention. First, God will allow a severe punishment to fall on mankind, for the cup of His wrath will have overflowed. At that moment, the Most Holy Virgin Mary will no longer be able to intercede to prevent the purification of sinners. This divine judgment will be carried out within the church itself, revealing how deep this time of trial will be. Secondly, a man chosen by God will emerge to lead a great restoration. With the wisdom of a new Carlos Magno, he will be able to gather all peoples under divine law and will guide a holy pope, the so-called angelic pope, in the task of restoring order in the spiritual realm. This figure will be a fundamental instrument in the spiritual and social reconstruction that will follow. Finally, the complete restoration will take place with the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, as prophesied at Fatima. The Kingdom of Mary, or the Kingdom of Christ through Mary, announced by Saint Louis Marie Grignion de Montfort in the 17th century, brings a time of universal conversion. Jews and Muslims will unite under one shepherd, and all religions will converge into one flock. It will be a period of lasting peace, allowing humanity to fulfill God's plan on earth. Only after this period will come the final decadence, culminating in the dissolution of Mary's kingdom and the final judgment. The punishment that God will allow to take place will be known as the Judgment of the Nations, an event prophesied in the Holy Scriptures. The prophet Sophonias, among others, revealed that the day of the Lord will be the time when each nation will receive just retribution for its actions. However, this will not be the end of the world, for the faithful who stand firm will be led by a righteous leader, and they will serve the Lord, bringing him honor and glory. Our Lady of Good Success, in her apparitions to Mother Mariana de Jesus Torres in the 16th century, warned that this great destruction would take place at the end of the 20th century. She prophesied that the clergy and high leaders of the church would stray from their paths, abandoning divine guidance and causing the loss of their own souls, as well as the souls of their faithful. At Garabandal, the final message was clear. Before, the chalice was full. Now, it has overflowed. Many priests, bishops, and cardinals are going down the road to perdition, taking countless souls with them. These revelations caused great indignation among priests and bishops who felt threatened. However, the Lord revealed to Sister Mariana that, when all seems lost, he will intervene and restore both the church and the world, renewing hope and strengthening the faith of those who remain loyal to his teachings. These prophecies were announced by Saint Hildegard of Bingen and Venerable Bertolm Holzhauser, revealing a period of great challenges for the Church. Blessed Anna Katerina Emmerich also received visions in which the Church's internal enemies were trying to destroy it in order to erect a new institution, founded on strictly human principles. But what exactly did you warn this nun from Northern Europe about? In her visions, Anna Katerina Emmerich also witnessed the union of God's saints, who would rise up to rebuild the true church, restoring it with even greater glory than before. She had a clear vision of a rebirth of the priesthood and religious orders, after a period of deep spiritual decline, culminating in the coronation of the angelic pope, a holy and just leader. Blessed Francesco Palau, for his part, saw a darkness taking hold of souls, deteriorating their reasoning power, weakening their wills, and dulling their sensibilities. This phenomenon marked the beginning of a global revolution, where the media would be used to dominate the world. Palau also described a convergence between all religions, aiming to create a universal religion, but at the cost of a deep apostasy, which would affect even the highest echelons of the Catholic Church. At the end of time, God will send a great figure, whose arrival will mark the beginning of an era of unparalleled glory for him. In this period, people will offer God a worship and respect never experienced before, and this era will last until the final apostasy and the end of the world. We are currently in the phase of the internal destruction of the Church, as prophesied by the nun from the Northeast and other seers. We are witnessing the failure of many bishops and priests who, instead of confronting the destructive revolution threatening the Church and society, have abandoned their militant stance against error. Instead, they have adopted a position of tolerance towards error under the pretext of a false mercy and the need for the Church to adapt to the modern world. Faced with this scenario, what should we do in practical terms? Resist. When the situation seems unbearable, we must not despair. We must keep hope alive, pray, and offer sacrifices on the road to the conversion of souls. It is in moments of great difficulty that Our Lady often grants the surprising graces of conversion, as has been the case throughout history. And so we come to the end of our reflections on the repeated confirmations from heaven regarding the internal destruction of the Church and the divine plan for its restoration. These luminous revelations offer us a clear vision of how, despite the challenges, God will intervene to reconstitute and revitalize the Church with a glory never seen before. If you found this narrative informative and interesting, don't forget to leave a comment, bookmark this video, and share it with your friends. Also, I'd like to know if the Catholics around you are aware of this critical situation. Collective awareness is essential for everyone to be prepared and informed about the challenges and divine promises that await us. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your like and subscribe to the Living Hope channel on YouTube. Activate notifications by clicking on the bell to receive other publications.